Now you are watching Mind Gig.
Mesmerizing in their variety and colors, birds' plumage can bring to mind gemstones or sunset. They are evocative of treasure. Not just pretty feathers, some birds are sought for their songs. They are versatile, delightful, edible, and useful. You can find birds on every continent. There are even penguins in Antarctica. Here is top 10 most expensive birds in the world. 10. Northern Cardinal.
The northern cardinal, Cardinalis cardinalis, is a bird in the genus Cardinalis. It is also known colloquially as the redbird, common cardinal, or just cardinal, which was its name prior to 1985. It can be found in southeastern Canada, through the eastern United States from Maine to Minnesota to Texas, and south through Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala. It is also an introduced species in a few locations such as Bermuda and Hawaii. Its habitat includes woodlands, gardens, shrublands, and wetlands. The northern cardinal is a mid-sized songbird with a body length of 8.39.1 inch. It has a distinctive crest on the head and a mask on the face which is black in the male and gray in the female. The male is a vibrant red, while the female is a reddish olive color. The northern cardinal is mainly granivorous, but also feeds on insects and fruit. The male behaves territorially, marking out his territory with song. During courtship, the male feeds seed to the female beak to beak. A clutch of 3 to 4 eggs is laid, and 2 to 4 clutches are produced each year. It was once prized as a pet, but its sale as a cage bird was banned in the United States by the Migratory Bird Treaty Act of 1918.
Number 9. Mountain Bluebird.
The mountain bluebird, Scialia curucoides, is a medium-sized bird weighing about 30 grams, 1.1 ounces, with a length from 1620 cm, 6.37.9 in. They have light underbellies and black eyes. Adult males have thin bills and are bright turquoise blue and somewhat lighter underneath. Adult females have duller blue wings and tail, gray breast, gray crown, throat, and back. In fresh fall plumage, the female's throat and breast are tinged with red-orange, brownish near the flank contrasting with white tail underparts. Their call is a thin phew, while their song is warbled high chit-chit. It is the state bird of Idaho and Nevada. It is an omnivore and it can live 6 to 10 years in the wild. It eats spiders, grasshoppers, flies and other insects, and small fruits. The mountain bluebird is a relative of the eastern and western bluebirds.
Number 8. Northern Oriole.
The northern oriole, Icterus galbula, considered a species of North American bird from 1973 to 1995, brought together the eastern Baltimore oriole, Icterus galbula, and the western Bullock's oriole, Icterus bullockii. Observations of interbreeding between the Baltimore and the Bullock's oriole led to this classification as a single species. Research by James Rising, a professor of zoology at the University of Toronto, and others subsequently showed that the two birds did not interbreed significantly. They have genetic roots in both the Baltimore oriole and the Bullock's oriole. Though they are primarily an American bird, these small beauties have made some surprising international trips. They have been seen in Europe and on the shores of Ireland and England. That is quite a trip for such a little fellow to make.
Number 7. Scarlet Tanager.
The Scarlet Tanager, Pyranga olivacea, is a medium-sized American songbird. Until recently, it was placed in the tanager family, Thropidae, but other members of its genus and it are now classified as belonging to the cardinal family, Cardinalidae. The species' plumage and vocalizations are similar to other members of the cardinal family, although the Pyranga species lacks the thick conical bill, well suited to seed and insect eating, that many cardinals possess. The Scarlet Tanager, a mid-sized passerine, is marginally the smallest of the 4 species of Pyranga that breed north of the Mexican border. It can weigh from 23.5 to 38 grams, 0.83 to 1.34 ounces, with an average of 25 grams, 0.88 ounces, during breeding and an average of 35 grams, 1.2 ounces, at the beginning of migration. Scarlet Tanagers can range in length from 6.3 to 7.5 inch and from 9.8 to 11.8 inch in wingspan. Adults of both sexes have pale, horn-colored, fairly stout, and smooth-textured bills.
Number 6 Flamingo.
Flamingos or flamingos are a type of wading bird in the family Phanicopteridae, the only bird family in the order Phanicopteriformes. 4 flamingo species are distributed throughout the Americas, including the Caribbean, and 2 species are native to Africa, Asia, and Europe. The name flamingo comes from Portuguese or Spanish flamengo, flame-colored, in turn coming from Provençal flamen from flamma flame and Germanic-like suffix ing, with the possible influence of the Spanish ethnonym flamenco Fleming or Flemish. Literally means blood-red feathered has a similar etymology to the common name. Other genera include Phaniconas, which means crimson-red water nymph or naiad, and Phanicoporus, which means crimson/red bird though, an unknown bird of omen.
Number 5 Ayam Cemani chicken.
Ayam Cemani is an uncommon and relatively modern breed of chicken from Indonesia related to their Indian cousins the Cardinal. They have a dominant gene that causes hyperpigmentation, fibromelanosis, making the chicken mostly black, including feathers, beak, and internal organs. The breed originated from the island of Java, Indonesia, and have probably been used for centuries for religious and mystical purposes. The breed was first described by Dutch colonial settlers. Their beaks and tongues, black combs and wattles, and even their meat, bones, and organs appear black. The blood of the Ayam Cemani is normally colored. The bird's black color occurs as a result of excess pigmentation of the tissues, caused by a genetic condition known as fibromelanosis. This gene is also found in some other black fowl breeds. The roosters weigh 2.0–2.5 kg and the hens 1.5–2.0 kg. The hens lay cream-colored eggs, although they are poor setters and rarely hatch their own brood. Eggs weigh an average of 45 grams.
Number 4 Toucan.
Toucans are members of the neotropical near-passerine bird family Ramphostidae. The Ramphostidae are most closely related to the American barbets. They are brightly marked and have large, often colorful bills. The family includes 5 genera and over 40 different species. Toucans are arboreal and typically lay 21 white eggs in their nests. They make their nests in tree hollows and holes excavated by other animals such as woodpeckers. The toucan bill has very limited use as an excavation tool. When the eggs hatch, the young emerge completely naked, without any down. Toucans are resident breeders and do not migrate. Toucans are usually found in pairs or small flocks. They sometimes fence with their bills and wrestle, which scientists hypothesize they do to establish dominance hierarchies.
Number 3 Hyacinth Macaw.
The Hyacinth Macaw Anodorhynchus hyacinthinus, or Hyacinth macaw, is a parrot native to Central and Eastern South America. With a length from the top of its head to the tip of its long pointed tail of about 1 meter, it is longer than any other species of parrot. It is the largest macaw and the largest flying parrot species, though the flightless cockatoo of New Zealand can outweigh it at up to 3.5 kilograms. While generally easily recognized, it could be confused with the smaller Lear's macaw. Habitat loss and the trapping of wild birds for the pet trade have taken a heavy toll on their population in the wild, so the species is classified as vulnerable on the International Union for Conservation of Nature's Red List, and it is protected by its listing on Appendix I of the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora.
Number 2 Palm or Goliath cockatoo.
The palm cockatoo, Proboscis aterimus, also known as the Goliath cockatoo or great black cockatoo, is a large smoky gray or black parrot of the cockatoo family native to New Guinea, Aru Islands, and Cape York Peninsula. It has a very large black beak and prominent red cheek patches. The palm cockatoo is 22 to 24 inch in length and weighs 9–10 1,200 g. It may be the largest cockatoo species and largest parrot in Australia, although large races of yellow-tailed black cockatoos and sulfur-crested cockatoos broadly overlap in size. It is a distinctive bird with a large crest and has one of the largest bills of any parrot. Only the Hyacinth Macaws is larger. The palm cockatoo is found in rhine forests and woodlands of New Guinea and Cape York Peninsula, Queensland, Australia. It can still be found near Sorong, West Papua, Indonesia, where it is sometimes seen in trees along the roads.
Number 1. Racing pigeons.
Columbidae is a bird family containing the pigeons and doves. It is the only family in the order Columbiformes. These are stout-bodied birds with short necks, and short slender bills that in some species feature fleshy cirrus. They primarily feed on seeds, fruits, and plants. The family occurs worldwide, but the greatest variety is in the Indo-Malayan and Australasian realms. Pigeon racing is the sport of releasing specially trained racing pigeons, which then return to their homes over a carefully measured distance. The time it takes the animal to cover the specified distance is measured and the bird's rate of travel is calculated and compared with all of the other pigeons in the race to determine which animal returned at the highest speed. Racing pigeons have a fascinating history. They've been used by the military around the world to pass messages in the past, and present-day races can have big prize money. Unfortunately, there's a dark, seedy underworld here. The races can often kill the birds. In that light, maybe the cost isn't enough.